Today's horror story comes from Brixen0623, and it's titled Former Friend Ruined My Son's First Campaign.
Okay, let's have a wild guess the gender of the OP. Is he a father or a mother of
Mother.
Son?
I guess mother. I don't see a dad unfriending their friend because of something that happened in D&D. That seems like a mom. You don't hurt my little boy.
I make a wild assumption that it could be a dad and the former friend of his son ruined his son's first campaign.
Let's see.
Sorry in advance for any grammatical annoyances.
Yeah.
I failed that class horrendously. Not sure this truly counts as a horror story, but it was definitely a solid life lesson. I, 33 at the time, was running a campaign for my two sons, 12 and 13. At the time, cleric and fighter he was 33 and already had, or she. Yeah, it probably mother.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right. Cleric and fighter, respectively. On Sunday mornings, while their wife slept in. Yeah.
It's dad.
It was the Dragon of Icespire Peak from the starter kit. I had only DM'd like 2 one-shots by this point. We were playing once a week for 2 to 3 hours a session for like 3 months before my friend became interested in playing. Still, it is his friend, not his son.
Yeah, it's dad's friend.
Okay.
Dad's friend and the 2 sons.
My sons had their characters plus a DMPC of sorts.
No! Not the DMPC, no! Rookie mistake.
He only led only one shot before that. He is very inexperienced.
Yes.
Not like you or me. And if you guys don't want to play with the DMPCs in games, follow links in the description under this video and join one of our games where we are DMs and you are PCs. There are no DMPCs. Everybody has their spotlight except for NPCs and DMPCs. All of that bullshit. It was a player, NPC, rogue, for them to share during battles and whatnot to make sure they had a nice rounded team. I was the personality for him, but they controlled him. It also gave me an in-game way to help nudge them forward when something stumped them and they asked for a hint, for railroading them a little bit.
That's what the dice are for. The dice are for if they get stumped, they roll history or they roll arcana or they roll something so their character might know something that the player doesn't know.
And maybe a random NPC can show up from time to time.
Sure. Yeah.
Or maybe a little note or little something. Friend, 33 at the time, visited during one of our sessions and watched. Boys asked friend if he wanted to join the campaign. I was hesitant because I know how emotional, triggered and competitive this friend can get, but I allowed it because they insisted. The next session they completed a side quest that paid out a ridiculous amount of gold, 10k. Ooh.
Holy crap.
We are talking about Elon Musk way of richness, wealthness. So 10k to the players with the intention of the NPC leaving the team and taking it back to his hometown to rebuild it. This was to allow friend to create their own character. Wizard. Friend played the side quest as the NPC to make sure he would enjoy the game. The boys came up with the plan for the NPC's narrative exit. They wanted him to finish his arc and retire. Friend knew this was the plan to bring him in before the side quest session started and never said anything about it. The problem arose when my friend insisted, at the beginning of the first session with his wizard, that he should keep the gold that the NPC was taking, since he was the one controlling the character when the gold was acquired.
Yeah, that's an easy answer, don't you think? No, you were playing the character, but the money goes to the character, not the player. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for visiting.
I don't think I would have let him play the NPC, the DMPC rogue. I don't think I would have let him do that. I would have had him roll up his character and play it. This character already had a personality. The boys were playing the character, making decisions for the character. Dad was giving it personality and voice. I think you're only going to create a problem if you let somebody play an established character in the middle of a campaign.
What he says, then. Me and the boys tried to explain to him that the gold was for that character, not for the players, and he got really upset about it. Darn near yelling at us about it. He understood what we were saying, just didn't agree. As far as he was concerned, he earned that gold and should keep it. He thought gold and items should all be tied to players and carry over between characters, no matter the narrative. This is very hard to keep on playing with a guy like that.
Yeah.
He might change a little bit. They can have a conversation after that. Indirect messages, private conversation, face-to-face. But this problem is going to show up more often, I think. This is a level of unhingedness.
I would ask this guy not to be in the game anymore. I'm not having this behavior in front of my 12 and 13-year-old. We're playing D&D to have fun as a family. We're not making it some kind of ridiculous competition. And this guy hasn't even been in one session, and he's already
yelling,
unhinged and yelling. That's not what the game's about. This is a quiet game that we play on Sunday mornings while mom's asleep, to let her sleep in for the one day a week she gets to. You don't fit with this campaign with my kids. Adult campaign, I wouldn't care. Let the players deal with it. But in this one, no.
I would speak to him after that, but I think that the problem is going to arise again, and it is going to be a mood killer.
I think so.
But that was the first major red flag. I knew then that this was going to ruin the campaign, but I was going to stick it out as long as my boys wanted to. It was their first campaign, after all, and if nothing else, they would learn what a bad player looks like. Or you can subscribe to Net Happens, and there are a lot of bad players and bad DMs. Actually, our channel is filled with them. We are the only light of wisdom in all this mess, providing you light to the greatness.
Our channel is basically the asylum where we gather all of the worst players in DMs.
We are the doctors.
We're not trying to cure them, though. We're just trying to enjoy their unhingedness.
We are studying it. I told him no, and nothing he said or did was going to put that gold in his pocket, so we can proceed or pack up. He caved, but he pushed to become party leader. Didn't let the boys RP with NPCs very much. They enjoy RP a good bit. Tried to fight anyone that looked at his character funny or said something he didn't like. Funny? You, funny how? How am I funny to you?
You're funny.
You mean, so? Let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
He is murder hoboing every NPC who says something funny. He tried to rules lawyer me using real-world logic, and without knowing the game rules, he openly stated that it was players versus DM, despite all of us explaining that's not how it works. It was obvious that he saw it as a board game to beat instead of a role-playing game, and nothing we said would change that. He made his character and played it for one session before my boys said they wanted him out. We ended up speedrunning the rest of the module in the next session and ending the campaign there instead of adding other modules to it like chapters. Boys and I changed our game time and started a new campaign. The boys are almost 15 and 16 now, and have played several one-shots and a couple longer campaigns now, with much better players. All three of us learned some valuable lessons in those sessions. We are much more thorough and clear during session zeros and player introductions. No longer friends with this person for other reasons, but I can honestly say that I don't think that my boys would be the upstanding players that they are now if they hadn't experienced that. You see, D&D again showed the true nature of a person. To know a person better, you have to play D&D. There is no another way to figure a person out than to play a D&D with him.
That's right. I agree. I like the ending. I like how he says that they're no longer friends, but it didn't have to do with the game. I don't like the whole idea of ending friendships over a game. I think that's crazy. But we live in a world now where we end friendships and family relationships over less. So it doesn't surprise
over board
me.
Games.
Yeah. But I'm not.
We're
I'm
losing
happy.
friends and family over Catan.
I'm happy to hear, though, that that's not what happened here. I am glad that this guy found a way to get out of this friendship. If he was this bad in this game, he's probably that bad in real life too. Like, to your point, you don't really know a person until you play D&D with them.
Yeah, that's the ultimate way to figure a person out.
Yeah, for sure.